It's a co-meet event, and I'm pretty stoked for this one meet. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm excited for Billy Quarantillo, to see what he can do in this showcase opportunity against kind of a legend of the game, right? I mean, I know Edson Barboza recently has fallen onto difficult times, but we can't forget all of the amazing things that Barboza has done in the UFC. But you can acknowledge his history and appreciate it for sure, but the recent past has been tough, right? He's lost 5 of his last 7. He's only won 3 of his last 10. And granted, those wins were pretty nice. Shane Burgos, he absolutely flatlined him, and that was that delayed KO where Shane Burgos, his brain essentially just shut off after accumulating too many strikes. And then he picked up that decision win over Makwan Amirkhani and also finished Dan Hooker way back in 2019. But beyond that, 2018, excuse me. But beyond that, it's been pretty rough for Barboza. Couple split decisions, but a couple times getting finished as well. Gaethje put him out. Recently, Giga kind of put him out, and that one was a little bit questionable. And most recently, he just got absolutely dominated across 15 minutes by Bryce Mitchell. And I don't know, in that one, Barboza just looked so defeated. Like Mitchell would just take him down. Barboza could never get up, and that was always a knock on Edson Barboza. If you're able to get him down, he often struggled there. I mean, I think back to that fight against Khabib where Barboza just like looked like a helpless child, just getting mauled by an absolute bear. And it's been the story of Barboza's career. But Billy Q is a guy who will really mix it up. He's down to strike with you. He's down to grapple with you if he thinks he has an advantage. But I wouldn't describe him as a primary wrestler and as someone who will be unable to have success if he doesn't get the fight there. So Barboza is a dangerous stand-up guy, and we know Billy Q is going to be down to strike. I think that he's going to. I hope that he mixes it up and plays to his strengths, but I don't see him shying away from any aspect against Barboza. And Billy Q, meanwhile, has really been looking impressive, and it makes sense why he's a minus 160 favorite against Barboza because he's 6-2 in the UFC. Most recently picked up a performance of the night bonus when he absolutely smoked Alexander Hernandez. And Billy Q's a guy who will just land so many strikes on you, right? He's never going to put you out with one shot, just a one-punch sleeper, but it's the accumulation that really starts to wear on guys, and it definitely wore on Hernandez for sure. And then the same thing he did to Mowgli, right? Gabriel Benitez, where he was just absolutely teeing off on his legs and just really mixed up the strikes well and picked up the late TKO and fight of the night in that one as well. So I've been impressed with Billy Q. I think he's earned this co-meet opportunity against a legend like Barboza. My question, though, Meat, is do you think that Barboza is too good for Billy Quarantillo at this point in their career, or is Billy Q ready for this levels test and is ready to see what happens after this? Who are you taking?
Yeah, this is such a great fight. Absolute slobber knocker. Blows my mind that Barboza's a pretty big dog. I mean, it is a plus 35, but the fact that it's even plus kind of blows my mind. Billy Q is a brawler. He's a savage. He is a killer, and boy, do I love his style. But I do worry about him trying to stand and bang with one of the possibly best strikers in UFC history. Barboza's no joke, and Barboza could easily send Billy Q packing where Shane Burrows went packing, to the PFL. So I do worry, but I do like Billy in this one. I do not like that he's a favored. I'm very surprised. I thought for sure he was going to be the underdog, like pretty big underdog. I mean, look at Tapology, 53% are saying Barboza, but it seems that finally Billy Q is getting some respect on his name, so that's very cool. 'Cause big fan of him. But yeah, I like Billy Q. I like him by like submission or decision, but I'm probably fading this one in total because it wouldn't surprise me if Barboza gets another highlight reel and sends Billy Q to the Shadow Realm with a back kick or something crazy.
Yeah, right. Like maybe he does what he did to Terry Edom and just throws just a last powerful, meaningful spinning wheel kick that simply sends Billy Q back to the prelims for sure. But it would be surprising to me if so, because Billy Q is a guy who just can eat a lot of shots, right? And never even seems to be rocked. Like I can't name for you a time when Billy Q appeared in any real threat of being finished. Like even that fight against Shane Burgos, where a lot of people thought he won that fight, even though he lost the unanimous decision. Burgos landed so many strikes on him, and Billy Q would just come forward zombie style and was never even potentially threatened. So one thing that I'm a little bit surprised by is all the Brown KO going for Barboza. 53% is going with Edson and 47 for Billy Q. But I don't know. I'm surprised that's about half and half Brown and beige because Billy Q to me, I don't know if he's impossible to put out because anyone I guess can go to sleep with the right shot. But Billy Q definitely has a chin, and I think that in this one he might eat some heavy shots from Barboza, and there might be some moments where it seems like it's dangerous. But I don't know. I like Barboza to just not have enough in the tool set, and as a result, Billy Q is going to find a way to win this decision. So I'm going with Billy Q. I just think he's going to be able to mix it up a little bit more meat, and I just think Barboza is at this point of his career just kind of a defeated guy, and maybe he shuts me up. Maybe he comes into this one and just proves to Billy Q that he's not quite at that top 10 of the division. But I think this is the opportunity that Billy Q's really been waiting for, and I expect him to capitalize by utilizing all of his game, making it ugly, pressuring it up against the cage, because if he tries to go strike for strike against Barboza, I tend to think that might not be the best idea. But if he mixes it up, then I think he has a more diverse toolkit than Barboza does at this point in his career. So I do worry about the reach a little bit because Edson Barboza is pretty long for 45, and I don't know, he might just tee off on Billy Q, but going with Billy Q, zombie style, getting the decision in this one. Any last thoughts?
No, no, I 100% agree. You know, we're both taking a Billy Q in this one. Throw in the comments, are you taking Edson the legend or the new guy, Billy Q?